Hello, Wade.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me today. I'm excited to sit with you guys.
And just so people get to know you a little bit, can you please tell us a little bit about what we can expect from today's meditation class?
Well, this is a guided...
Yeah, and a little bit how you practice meditation, and then we'll just launch right into the 3 questions that you need.
Well, this is a guided meditation practice that kind of flows through a few different techniques. So we're beginning with a moving meditation, and then we'll find our breath meditation and begin a body awareness and body scanning. And we'll end with a meditation on compassion and loving kindness for everybody that we can come into contact with. And so that's kind of the progression of this little meditation.
Great. Well, and actually, Wade will be full screen on your device. We just would like to, in order for him to get to know you better, he has 3 quick questions for you to answer, and I'm watching the poll right now. It's just, if you could briefly just answer these 3 questions so he can give him a little more information how to guide his practice. So you should see it on the screen right now. Very simple question. I'll leave it open for about a minute, Wade, and we can then proceed. Anybody having difficulty trying to participate in the poll? Oh, there we go. Thank you.
It's always interesting to hear people's kind of ideas about what meditation is before they meditate versus how can that change over the course of a practice when you start to experience what it's like to sit and to realize what it really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And not that I'm an expert, but I have had some meditation classes, have participated. Everybody is different, and I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. So anything you can guide us through would be very, very helpful.
It's really simple, really, is when you feel like what you're supposed to be doing with meditating. You're supposed to be breathing. You're supposed to be living. You're supposed to be sitting.
Okay, I'm going to give it like 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the polling is now closed, and I'm going to share the results so everybody can see this, or particularly you, Wade. So it looks like, most of the class have not participated in a meditation class before. And let's see, the longest anyone has really meditated, we have 1 person that has meditated between 30 and 60 minutes. The rest of the group, pretty much it's been a 5 to 10 minute experience. And then last question, as far as the goal of meditation, it's pretty well split between the first 3 answers: quiet the mind, find peace, and goal of not having a goal. So there's your information, and I'm going to open it up or close this for now, and I will stop my screen. So there you are. Go ahead, take it away.
So I think it's a really interesting jumping off point to kind of ponder what is the goal of meditation. Why are we meditating? Why should we sit here and focus on our breath and notice what it's like to just to sit for a little while? And I've gone through many different goals over the course of my practice. There's been a period of time where I wanted to sit and feel peaceful, and I wanted to sit and de-stress, and it's a great goal for a time. Sometimes the goal of trying to quiet the mind, it sounds like a great and noble goal, but there's times that it can kind of drive you a little bit crazy, because the mind is always going to be going, and there's almost a point where sometimes we have to think of the voice in your head is more like the music in the background while we're meditating. If you're still thinking, that's okay. It just is, and you're just being aware of what it is that you're thinking. I think my most recent kind of motivation for my own meditation practice has been trying to just sit and be comfortable that I don't need to go anywhere else. I don't need to achieve anything or have any goal or anything else. It's just, there's not not, a journey and a destination. There's just here, whatever's it's like to live in this experience of life in this body, to be aware of this breath of air and to be grateful for every single breath of air that we have the gift to breathe. And that's the goal. You don't need anything outside of this moment. And that's kind of the intention that I've been setting into my practice. And we'll get a little bit into that. But I wanted to start today with a little bit of a moving meditation. This is an 8-form moving meditation from, it was popularized by Master Sheng Yen of Dharma Drum Mountain. And so this is a sitting moving practice. And the idea is to move the body very slowly and very intentionally, and to become aware of the smallest little incremental motions that the body can move, and just to notice all the little subtle things that it's like to live and be alive and breathe in this body. The first form of our sitting meditation is to release the shoulders onto our back. And we can let the shoulders fall down towards the hips and let our arms dangle at our sides. Notice the shoulder blades releasing. And the shoulders can pull down and forwards. Just noticing these very small, very subtle shoulder rolls. You can bring the shoulders up in front of us and all the way up to the earlobes. Seeing how slowly you can move with control of your body. We're going to release the shoulders down onto our back. And sit here for a moment and notice that sensation of relaxation flowing through the entire body as you release the shoulder muscles. And then we're going to roll the opposite direction, bringing the shoulders down and onto our back, and then up behind our ears, moving them very slowly, very intentionally. Noticing how it feels to breathe at each point in the motion of the form. Release our shoulders down to our sides. Notice all of the muscles becoming relaxed as you release the tension from the shoulders. We'll bring our hands to our heart. The second form is for the lower back. We start by lifting up through the top of the head, lengthening the spine. And we bow forwards very slowly, trying to bring your nose between your knees, but very slowly, very intentionally, noticing that lower back, maintain the flat, so the tailbone is coming out behind us. We can lift up to a seated position. And as you release those muscles, you notice the sensation of relaxation flowing through the body. We can cross the right ankle over the left leg, just above the knee, having the left hand beneath the thigh and the right hand above the knee, straightening the back, and we'll bow very slowly, very intentionally, noticing the lower back release, that hip releasing any tension, letting go of any stresses from our day that we've been holding on to. And as we rise back up, bringing our feet into a seated position and taking a breath of air as we notice the whole body, the tension melting away, and ourself becoming still and present. Let's cross the left ankle over the right leg, so it's just above the knee, the right hand beneath the thigh, the left hand above the left knee. Keeping the back flat and lifting up through the top of the head. We're going to bow very slowly, very intentionally, feeling the left lower back release. Feeling the hips melt and loosen up. Preparing the body to sit and be comfortable when we are still. Let's uncross our legs. Find a seated position with our hands at our heart. Our third form is to release the neck. We'll begin just by looking all the way to the right and turning the head as far as it will go, like an owl. Releasing the muscles and the tension as we come back to center. And just noticing the sensations of the muscles on the neck as they become more still and more relaxed. We'll look off to the left, turning the head, slowly moving consistently, being aware of every little motion, releasing the head back to center. Taking a breath of air. Let's look up, releasing the jaw, releasing the neck, stretching up that front part of the neck. And coming back to center. And then we'll look down, bowing the chin into the chest, reaching your forehead for your toes as you keep the back flat. And coming back to a seated position. Fourth form, we'll interlace our fingers, open up the wrists, open those fingers as far in front of us as we can, arching the back a little bit, feeling the lower neck and shoulder blades release as we lengthen the spine, releasing all of our air, and then coming back to center, hands to our heart. And very slowly placing the fingers on the chair behind us with the fingers pointed towards the hips. As you open the heart to a little bit of a back bend, releasing the upper core muscles, everything behind the ribs opens up. And notice how it feels to breathe in this posture as we come back to center. Bring our hands to our heart. We're going to do this one more time, trying the opposite fingers on top as you interlace the fingers and reach them as far forwards as you can, arching the back, lengthening the spine. And as we release those muscles and bring them back to center, you notice the sensation of relaxation as it flows through the body. Every time we release a muscle, all of the tension in that part of the body will melt away. Let's place our fingers in the chair behind us one more time, opening the heart. Finding this little back bend. Taking a particularly satisfying breath of air as we're here. Slowly coming back to our center, with our hands at our heart. Noticing each breath of air, making the intention not to miss a single breath of air throughout this practice, to be fully aware of what it's like to breathe in every posture that we breathe in. Our fifth form, let's place the right hand onto the shoulder, the left hand just below the elbow, and we'll bring that shoulder all the way to the right and look to the left. And slowly bring it back to center. We'll bring that shoulder all the way to the left and look to the right. Breathing into the shoulder blade and the upper back, releasing any tension there. Coming back to center. Releasing the hands. Taking a breath of air. I'm grateful for this breath of air. We'll switch sides with the left hand onto the right shoulder and the right hand just above the elbow. We'll bring it off to the right, feeling the shoulders release as you look to the left. And slowly coming back to center. Very controlled, consistent motion. Bringing the shoulder to the opposite direction as you release the shoulder blades and open the side body. Coming back to center. We'll release our hands, taking this moment to breathe, to be aware of how it feels to breathe in each part of the body that we are stretching, that we're opening, that we're releasing. Our sixth form, we'll bring the right arm out to the right. Reach up and behind the head so that the elbow is pointing up. You can take the left hand and grab the elbow. And we're going to exhale off to the right for our crescent stretch, feeling the side body and the kidney release. Noticing how it feels to breathe in this posture. And coming back to center, bringing our hands to our heart. We'll bring the left arm out to the left, up and behind the head. The right hand can grab the elbow. We're going to fold off to the right. Taking a deep breath into this left kidney. And coming back to center. Unwinding our arms. Bringing the hands to the thighs. Our seventh form. We'll bring the legs out so the heels are on the ground. Just do very slow ankle rotations where you can rotate the toes all directions like a clock, moving them as slowly as possible. Noticing each and every muscle that the body controls to rotate those ankles. And wondering how slowly, how controlled can we move those little subtle muscles. As we come back to center, we'll reverse the direction. Taking this moment to be grateful for our feet. I am so glad that I have 2 feet. With every breath that I breathe, I will breathe all the way down to my feet so that they may get the oxygen, so that I may feel grateful for the opportunity to walk, grateful for everywhere that my feet may take me throughout my days. We'll bring our feet back in about 90 degrees, just beneath the knees. Our 8th form. We start with a long spine, lifting up through the top of the head, finding our posture strong. We are to move the right arm very slowly, lifting it off of the leg till the elbow is bent at about 90 degrees, and slowly rotating the palm up as slowly as possible, noticing every subtle motion, the most subtle muscles that are at play, the simple motion of the hand. Bringing it in just beneath the heart. We'll set that palm down onto our lap. Very slowly we'll lift the left palm off of the leg, bringing the elbow to about 90 degrees. And very slowly, very intentionally, rotating the palm face up. Noticing the most subtle motions, the most subtle intentions that we have in the body, just to move so slowly, bringing that palm beneath the heart. And setting that palm on top of the other. Taking this moment to breathe fully and completely. Take a breath that is particularly satisfying for the body. And you can put that intention into every breath that we breathe, that this breath of air is nourishing the body with exactly what it needs in this moment. You can begin to bring your attention to the subtle effects of every single breath on the body. How you can breathe maybe a little bit slower or a little bit faster, and the body will change how it feels and how it responds. And the thoughts and intentions and ideas that we can put behind every breath of air that we have to breathe can change our experience of that moment we are breathing. So go ahead and take a breath and give yourself the permission to say, this feels really good. Just to have a breath of air. This is exactly what the body needs at this moment. After a few breaths, you might begin to notice the subtle differences between every breath of air. Each breath is absolutely unique. There are no two moments that we experience the same. We can tap into that subtle difference, the very most subtle things that we can experience while we're breathing, and give the most importance to the most subtle experience, the most subtle end of every breath. Really noticing what it feels like to experience this moment in this breath of air, sitting here, noticing that the breath can be the bridge between the body and the mind. It's one of the few things that the body can control automatically, but the mind can also have power over. So we can use that to put our intention into our breathing. That this breath will bring comfort into a certain part of the body where we are breathing. You can notice the air on our skin. Each breath, the rhythm of our breathing, subtle vibrations that move throughout the body, starting in from our core and expanding, rising through the body, through the chest, through the neck, into the nose and the nostrils. Noticing a space of skin on the face, about an inch large, and putting all of your intention where the air hits the skin on the face with every breath. And noticing the subtle sensation between the breaths. How does the body feel on this small little surface between these breaths? And we can move that little focus of awareness through up the face to the forehead. And begin to scan the body inch by inch, noticing what it feels like in this small corner of the body and giving a particularly satisfying breath of air to every inch of the scalp. Noticing the awareness on the surface of the skin and then beneath the surface into our head, behind the eyes, the nose, releasing the jaw, releasing all tensions and worries from the face, feeling completely aware of this experience, of this part of the body that we are scanning, slowly bringing our sense of awareness through the neck, noticing that neck release the tension. Notice it becoming more fluid. Notice your awareness becoming more steady with every breath, every inch of skin. We'll notice our shoulders. Bring our awareness down through the arms, noticing every joint and every muscle, every tendon in the arms. And breathing in a way that gives this part of the body exactly what it needs. To feel calm and complete. Noticing the sensation of relaxation flowing down through the palms. Noticing the front and the back of each hand. And one by one, noticing each finger that we have and say to that finger, I am grateful for you. I am grateful to have 2 hands and 10 fingers. We can bring our awareness back up the arms, finding the tops of the shoulders and the shoulder blades on our back, scanning the back inch by inch, noticing every surface of the skin, noticing the cloth of the shirt on your back, noticing the warmth of the blood running through your veins, finding the solid bones in our spine, feeling them hold us upright. feeling ever more grateful just to have a back that can hold us up. Bringing the awareness to the heart beating. Noticing every beat, the rhythm of the heart. Notice how it calms you. The consistent rhythm of the beating heart. Notice every breath of air feeding the heart with exactly what it needs. We'll bring our awareness to the front body, just above the belly. Noticing any emotions that we've been storing beneath the surface, right beneath the ribs in our solar plexus. And feeling those emotions, those feelings, and noticing how we breathe can affect how we experience those emotions that we've kept in the body. We can breathe in a way to release that tension. Every exhale is purifying the body of any tension that's been left over from the outside world. Each inhalation provides us with this beautiful healing energy. You can feel that charging up that front of our body. And slowly bringing our awareness down to our belly. Slowly finding our hips and noticing our weight beneath us, the solid earth, finding some comfort in the strength of the chair we are sitting on, that it will hold us up. Finding the solidness within the body. Slowly bringing our awareness to our legs. And inch by inch noticing every little part of the leg. Every muscle, every tendon, every inch of the skin. Feeling what it's like to have legs, to be aware of them, and to let them relax and calm down and release any tension. Slowly working our awareness all the way down to our calves. breathing in a way that we can visualize the oxygen flowing into our hearts, and that blood flowing all the way down to our heels and the bottoms of the feet. And breathing into all 10 toes. Noticing our awareness filling up all of our feet, and now expanding that awareness very slowly to notice everything from the bottoms of the feet. Feel like it's filling your body up with this white light. You can imagine that light slowly rising like a glass of water being filled. Notice your awareness on the entire lower half of the body. And breathe in a way that settles down the legs, that releases. Noticing the sensation of relaxation flowing through the entire body, filling up our belly, filling our heart with awareness, noticing every muscle on the back becoming absolutely still. And imagine each breath of air filling your body up from the bottoms of your feet all the way up to the very top of your head. And each exhale, visualize yourself scanning your body from the top of the head all the way down to the very bottoms of your feet. Each breath of air, we are noticing the awareness of the entire body and feeling what it's like to have a body. Taking every moment of it with gratitude for this life that we have to live, and fully living it in this moment, experiencing every inch of the body with every breath of air. Noticing every beat of the heart. Noticing the warmth of the heart, the warmth of the blood flowing through the body. Notice the tranquility that you can experience by being aware of where you are and the most subtle aspects of every breath. Finding this sense of peace within the body and within the mind. Let that well up inside of you. Feeling every beat of the heart flowing out into every inch of the body. Feeling this sense of love and compassion filling up everything that you are in this body and in this mind. We can begin to imagine somebody you care very deeply for, someone that you love, and imagine how that person makes you feel. Imagine all of the compassion that you have. And all of your gratitude for having that person in your life. And feeling your heart beat with that well of compassion that always lies within us. Now imagine a stranger, somebody you've crossed paths with, who maybe a waiter, maybe a cashier, someone you don't really know, someone you've seen walking down the streets, you've never met them. And imagine your heart filling up with that same compassion and love for this stranger. Realizing that we can bring this loving kindness to every person we come into contact with. Something so simple as a smile, a nice gesture can communicate some of the depths of this love and compassion that we're always holding within us. And it's our duty, it's our job to share that with the people that we come into contact with. Feel your heart beating with compassion and love. Now try to bring that love to somebody who maybe you've had a conflict with. Maybe it's somebody who's more difficult to love at some times. That's okay. We all have people who have challenges in our lives, who have challenging relationships, are part of the human experience. But here we can send that love out to that person, find that healing energy for that relationship, and feel all of the compassion in the world for this person you may have struggled with in the past. Feel the love going to and from, charging each other like a battery, knowing that that goodwill is within us. It's within all of us. We have the power to share that loving understanding with one another, regardless of any circumstance. We can bring this loving kindness to every single person we come into contact with in our lives. And that will, in turn, only bring us more love and more compassion to give. I'm always very grateful to everybody who will join our meditation groups and meditate with us. So thank you all for joining us.
Well, you got a comment here. Great, good meditation. Thanks. I'll check out the resources too. and also commented on the gratitude. She liked the gratitude for the body parts that work, feet, etc. And because evidently she's working on some mobility issues, and this is very affirming. So thank you for that. Thank you, Carol, and thank you.
Body gratitude is a really powerful practice. Just thanks, Carol, for your question. So the just gratitude for the feet. Thich Nhat Hanh talks about how every step you take, you should take as though you're kissing the earth you step on. And he has this whole long talk about how we cannot take a single step for granted. Anytime, anywhere that we are, that our feet are on the ground is an absolute gift. And so regardless of however mobility challenges a lot of us deal with at different points in our lives, just to be grateful that we even just have feet is an amazing practice, just to be aware of that every day. So
yeah, that is so
that
true.
resonated
The
with you.
weather's so nice. I like to take advantage of walks too. So, okay, let me just double check the chat box.
Any other questions?
I don't see anything else, but I so appreciate you being here, Wade, and everybody for joining us. Did everybody find this helpful? I mean, we rarely take that much time out for ourselves and really focus on, what's going on with our body. I mean, I felt, I could feel like when you said blood moving, I could feel it flowing, which is something I never really paid attention to. So it was very calming. So I found that, was my experience during this meditation.
Good. Thanks, Renata. I'm glad you got something out of it.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share the practice with your group, and this has been really fun. So thank you for inspiring me to practice.
Thank you again, Wade, for your hard work and for helping us understand more about meditation. And best of luck to you. I'll have to check out your link on your YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to that. See you soon. So with that's the conclusion of this program. And again, thank you everybody for showing up today. Hope you found it beneficial, and we will see you soon. Thank you.